Welcome back. Okay, so news of the day video for all you fine people on this Tuesday morning. Mitch Marner underwent an MRI. He's going to be out 3 to 4 weeks. So an injury that looked like, it's no big deal. He might be out for, it's just precautionary. It's 3 to 4 weeks. So it'll be interesting to see what that does to the Leafs chemistry and, whether it's 3, whether it's 4 weeks and all that. In related news, Sandin, his MRI, he has shown no there's no structural damage to his knee that's been shown with that, so that's good news. Maybe it's more towards the 2 week side of things than 3. So yeah, Sandin won't be out that long. Marner's going to be out for a bit, and the Toronto Maple Leafs, now this will test their depth, right? And we know that they're going to be without Spezza for a while. We just don't know for how many games. They haven't announced yet how many games Spezza is going to be out. From last night's game, the Bruce There It Is chant kind of, I believe it came from the Larshiders section, which is a section of the crowd that tends to get kind of loud, and it is in the upper sections of Rogers, and I think it's been great, and I'm just saying this that, for a fan base that hasn't had any hope this year, didn't have any last year either, and 2020, I mean, there was the playoff run, but before that, it was slow going, and so it just feels nice to have some hope. Because I've seen a lot of comments about, plan the parade. Nobody's planning a parade. We're just not wanting to be doormats anymore. There's no planning of any kind of parades anywhere, and yeah, I mean, no Canadian teams won since 1993, so no Canadian team should be planning any parades as of yet. So yeah, the Bruce There It Is chant, I think, was fun. I do think that'll stick. I get the feeling that's going to stick. And yeah, I mean, the one thing with Bruce Boudreau, he's upbeat, he's likable. It's on Sportsnet 650 this morning. He knows what he's talking about. He's upbeat, knowledgeable, and again, likable. People point to all the swearing he does. It's just part of Bruce. That's just how he is. And the players like him. He's there because he is a player's coach. Players do like playing for him. So yeah, I really think this is a positive change. And I say that as somebody that I like Travis Green, but there needed to be a change. And it's the same thing I said when Alain Vigneault left. Alain Vigneault was an excellent coach for the Canucks at points, but when it was time for him to go, it was time for him to go. So yeah, we'll see how things go tomorrow night against Boston and all that. But yeah, it was a fun night. And I really find it weird that people immediately like, now you're going to plan the parade. Who's planning any parades? It's just one game. Well, yeah, we know it's just one game. The Pittsburgh game was just one game, but it changed everything. So just one game can make a big difference. Although I do get the feeling that the Canucks moves were planned ahead of time. It's just the Pittsburgh game is where the fans had enough, and ownership pulled the trigger after that one. But I think that was coming anyways. All right, Trevor Zegras, interesting news here. He joins Artemi Panarin, Matthew Barzal, and Patrick Kane as the rookies in the last 25 years who've had multiple assists in 3 straight games. It's an interesting stat because Panarin, you can argue he's looking at a Hall of Fame career before he's done. Patrick Kane is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Barzal, who knows, right? But Barzal's career is still relatively early for that kind of talk. But it shows that Zegras is a pretty consistent producer, and he's in some pretty interesting territory. So we'll see if he keeps that up for the Ducks tonight against Buffalo. If he can go 4 straight games with multiple assists, it wouldn't surprise me. His talent level impressed me last year, and I really don't think the points tell the whole tale with Zegras. I think he's just an excellent player. Also out of last night's games, and this totally would have been in the review last night if I'd been home and watching all the games, that Louis Eriksson reached 1,000 games. I'm going to say this. Now, I know there's a lot of jokes about Louis Eriksson that get made, and he has 3 assists this year in 23 games, and he's a -10. But for Louis Eriksson to go through what he's gone through over the last 3 years and not just say, you know what, I give up. I'm done. I'm out of here. I think says a lot about his desire to just keep playing hockey. 1,000 games, 250 goals, so that's a nice round number. That's it. Maybe he looks at that number and goes, you know what, that's enough. That's enough goals. 347 assists, 597 points. I really want to see him hit 600 points. so that I can try to cobble together a Louis Eriksson video. I think a Louis Eriksson video at 600 points might be entertaining. And so, yeah, we'll see when he gets there. Maybe he has a 3-assist game in his next game and all of a sudden has 6 assists in 24 games. And, I mean, it's Louis, right? Louis, and Louis is one of those guys, too, that he seems likable enough. And it's just, it was his contract that was the problem. And then it just didn't work in Vancouver. And clearly, in Arizona, he hasn't been able to get his scoring back, which is kind of a sad thing for me because I watched him in Boston, I watched him in Dallas. I always liked him, and now it's gone right off that cliff. Montreal news: Carey Price, his return is unlikely before Christmas, so you're probably looking at maybe the first week of January for Carey Price. The one thing is Montreal's out of the playoff hunt completely. Like they're playing tonight against Tampa. It's a Stanley Cup final rematch. It really doesn't feel like a Stanley Cup final rematch. Carey Price isn't in the game. Shea Weber's not in the game, obviously. Danault is gone. Like it's a different team. It's a different time, and it's amazing how quickly things can change like that, right? So we'll see how long Price is out and when he comes back. Dallas has done as expected. Ben Bishop's been sent to the AHL on a conditioning stint, which is mildly concerning. And I say that because Dallas is on this absolutely amazing run right now. And so hearing Bishop's coming back, I'm glad for Ben Bishop, but on some level, I'm thinking, could that be something that actually ends up disrupting Dallas with him coming back? So hopefully not. Hopefully that's just, crazy talk from crazy guy here, but we'll see. It's always interesting when somebody comes back from injury, especially if it's a prominent forward, defenseman, or starting goaltender, and see what that does to the team's chemistry. Right now, Dallas is just firing in all cylinders. So, yeah, we'll see what the return of Bishop does for them. Now, Robert Thomas is out of the lineup tonight for St. Louis. The problem is they have no cap space. So for tonight, they're going to be short one skater because of those cap problems. They're going to have 10 forwards and 7 defensemen. So they're going to be playing with 3 lines against Florida, a team that may have Barkov and Duclair back tonight. We'll see how it goes. I wore the Blues jersey for the preview, and then I read that, and I went, oh, that could be tough. If they're going to have 3 lines against Florida, that could be tough. But we'll see, right? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below regarding the Bruce news, the Marner news as well, and whether or not somebody can step up. This is where Nick Robertson would be really handy for Toronto if he wasn't injured, right? So, I mean, they've called up Biega, and they've sent Joey Anderson down. Biega's up because of Sandin being out, but we'll see. And the Louis Eriksson story, of course, because I think it's a nice story that he reached 1,000 games. But let me know your thoughts, as always, in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. As always, I will talk to you again very soon.